Hey guys, thanks so much for joining me today on Natural Living. I'm Cassie Jones, and I am so excited to bring these two simple, very simple projects, very inexpensive projects to you. We are going to have two things. One's a fun little gift decorating project, and the other one is to really bring out the winter Christmas spirit, right, in the air of your home. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with this one. This is a very simple way to have natural fragrance in your house. Candles are really popular. I feel like this time of year, just with even just a little bit of like the fire, it's warming, right? Have a candle lit next to you. Diffusers are really popular as well for people who are trying to get away from more of the synthetic fragrance, go a little bit more natural, using essential oils. All of that is great depending on whatever it is that you are doing or striving to do in your home. This right here is just going to be a really simple little thing that you can do in less than, I think, 2 minutes. Okay, so right here I have my pot of water, and water is only about up to here. Okay, so a little bit more than half. That is just up to you how much you put in. It really doesn't matter. You're just going to want to pay attention because you are going to put this on your stove and you don't want all the water to be gone and then it burns, right? Because then that smell will not be pleasant. So what I do is I wasn't thinking, I sliced up an orange and I put it in. So here is that, right? All right, that's in there. I have one orange. And then I'm going to add a couple other things and we'll be done. Ready to put it on the stove. All right, so I have, this is going to be up to you, personal preference here. I have thyme. I really love the smell of thyme. I do not have any fresh herbs, but if you do, fresh is best in my opinion. So I have some dried thyme. Let me see, actually I think I have the container here to show you. Right, so I have this big thing of thyme. It's just what you would use for cooking. All right, I think I've used this for a few other projects as well. It's just whatever you already have in your cabinet. Okay, so I have some thyme. I'm gonna go ahead, sprinkle that in, and it doesn't matter. You could just dump it. I was just being fancy, I guess. All right, and next you're gonna want to add in some of the more typical winter or Christmas smells. All right, so that could be cinnamon or cloves or nutmeg. And if you have any of this stuff that is not in a container like this, so if I had cinnamon sticks, I would throw these in. I don't, right? And so I'm always big on just use what you have. Don't go out and spend more money on things that you don't need. Right here, perfect example. All right, so cinnamon. All I'm going to do, if I had cinnamon sticks, again, I'd throw it in. I'm just going to sprinkle some in. And notice with the thyme, notice with cinnamon, I'm not giving you an amount. Like, I'm not saying do this many teaspoons, right? I'm just doing an amount because I'm going to do a little smell test here. And the orange isn't really coming through, but that'll come through on the stove. But right now, this is really nice with that cinnamon and thyme. That's lovely. All right. Next, I have ground cloves. Again, I don't have them. So I don't have any cloves, so I'm just going to use the ground cloves. And I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit in, smell, and see if I need to add any more. Ooh. Just a tiny bit more. Okay. That one took my breath away. Wow. This is great. All right. So this is really powerful now. Wow. All right. This is great. Some other things you could think about adding depending again on your preference. This is all customizable. All right. So if you're like, Cassie, I don't like the smell of cloves, I would much rather just focus on cinnamon. Do it. All right. This is your house. You do you. All right. You could also add in some nutmeg. You could do rosemary and thyme. You could just do some rosemary. I think rosemary has a really nice scent as well. You could even throw in just a little tiny bit of mint because that would kind of change it up just a little bit. I think that would be nice. I don't think I have any though. I might have some dried mints. I might have to throw that in right before I go and put it on the stove when we get off of here, okay? So this right here, just what we have so far. I haven't mixed it. I haven't done anything. We're done. That's it, okay? I use these two things that I already have in my kitchen. Again, if you have cloves, if you have cinnamon sticks, go ahead, throw them in. I don't have it, so I used what I have. The orange I did have, water, right? We have running water, so just, that's it. I'm going to go put it on the stove and I'm going to let it simmer. All right, and it will literally fill up your house with the most amazing aroma. Okay, so this is it. Cranberries. Cranberries is another one that some people will throw in. We don't really eat or use cranberries for anything, so I don't have them on hand, but that could add to the fragrance as well. So play around with it, see what you like, try how I did it. Again, if you just have the spices from Walmart, I think this one's from Kroger, use it. Actually, they're both from Walmart. Use it, right? You don't have to go out and find cinnamon sticks, which are a lot more expensive than just ground cinnamon. Okay, that's it. Now, moving on, this one's slightly more fun. This could be more embarrassing for me. We'll see how it goes. Okay. This is a fun way to kind of change up how you wrap. All right. So depending on the present, even depending on the person that you're giving it to, this could be really fun for you or for them. Okay. So we like my son is really big into characters on wrapping paper. So like we bought Scooby-Doo wrapping paper. We bought Grinch wrapping paper. We bought like superhero, like Avengers wrapping paper, right? So we have that. And then I don't really have a preference. Any way is fine by me. But I have family and friends that go all out, and when they wrap presents, it is the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. Sadly, I'm not gifted in that area. All right, so that's where I said this could be embarrassing for me. All right, so I have this box here. It doesn't really even need wrapping. I got some dust on it. It doesn't even need wrapping. You can see slightly, I don't know how hard it is. You can see that there's some leaf prints there in the box, right? So this is lovely just by itself. I did not go out and buy this separate. This just kind of came along when I found the gift. So I'm going to take this and I'm just going to wrap it the way it is. Okay. If you have brown paper or even just like a plain white paper, this would be really fun to do. You could do this with really small designs, like a minimal design. You could do, let's see, you could do solid colors and this could look beautiful. So just play around with the paper that you already have. I'm going to use some twine and I'm just going to, this is where it could get, like I said, embarrassing. I'm going to just go ahead and tie it like you would a bow. I don't even think I practiced right before I did this just so I wouldn't look dumb on the screen. Look at me now. Okay. So I should have just had a gift already wrapped and then just told you guys. Putting this in the back of my mind for next time. All right. So I have this and I was right the first time. Gosh, guys. Okay. So you're going to start with your present upside down. Okay. I'm going to take it here and I crossed it. And now this is just a class all of its own. I know other people who would be so much better at this. So I cross it, I make an X, and then I twist it and go down. Okay. I'm going to come around. Now we're at the top. And this is where I'm just going to tie my little bow. All right, so this is twine. I use this for our projects, what was it, 2 weeks ago, with the garland and the little ornaments from oranges. Oranges are so popular in my house, aren't they? All right, so then I have a little bow. All right, my bow's not pretty. Let me fix it. I know you're sitting there just laughing. That's okay. I would laugh too. Like I said, this is not my gifting area. All right, so I have a bow, and wow, right? Nothing special, not terrible, but nothing special. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take and I'm gonna even up my ribbons here. Now here's where it gets crazy. I have some leaves from a bush outside my house. I believe, do not quote me on this, I believe that this is evergreen. Okay, I cut a few pieces off because I have a few other gifts that I'm actually going to do like this too. All right, here's just a single stalk, and all you're going to do is just decorate with it. Okay, so it could be something as simple as let's just decorate with it and set it in. Okay, so there's this type of a look. Okay, maybe I don't like that one. This is where you got to get creative and figure out what you like. Don't want that one either. Not for this. I think I'm going to go back to the single sock. I'm going to untie my bow this time around. Okay. And I'm going to tie it. I think I'm going to try to tie it in. We'll see if this works. Okay. I have done this a few other times, guys. It doesn't look like it. It doesn't. It does not at all look like I've done it before. But I have. Okay. And it does look pretty cool. Okay. So there I kind of tied it in. Now I'm going to add my bow. So now, instead of just setting it in where it could get knocked off because I tied it in, now it's going to be stuck in there. And it's just really simple. It adds a pop of color. Again, if you're using something like a brown paper, it's just going to bring out a pop of color. If you have obviously know your audience, but if you have plants or bushes that still have kind of like a berry on it, like a red type berry, you could add that on there. That red would really pop through, right? Obviously not the kind that you want to eat, so know your audience. But you can play around with so many different kinds of plants that you have in your yard that are still green. Okay. I also think that this is really fun to do with flowers. So if you have plants that you have indoors, or even like poinsettias this time of year, those are really popular. You could stick one of those in. All right. So the tip really with this one is use what you have, right? So I'm not breaking the bank on wrapping paper. I am not going out and buying everything special. I went to my backyard and I clipped a few things. If I want to, I can change this up a little bit so that it looks different, right? I can cut off the stem. So now I have a little one and I have a bigger one, depending on the package. Now I could also put these together in different ways. Like there's so much that you can do just with things from your backyard, and you can make it look beautiful. I prefer a slightly, there we go, a slightly minimal look, right? But some people could use bigger pieces and still make it look beautiful. Bigger the package, the bigger the pieces you could get away with. So, challenge for you as we get ready to head off. I want you, when we get off of here, go ahead, look out your window. Okay, if you're not in a place where you can see out to your backyard, maybe well, hopefully not at home, right? Watching this, but thank you. But just think about what your yard is looking like. All right, think about bushes, think about plants that are still growing, think about, I don't know, flowers, depending on where you're at. And then when you go home, see if there's anything that you could really incorporate into a very simple wrapping where all I did was twine and the plant. All right, look around to see what kind of wrapping paper you already had. Again, don't go breaking the bank just to do something. But if you already have something, if you know you have brown paper or even like white craft paper, like from a child, or maybe you love to craft, right? See what you could do with that, right? You could have so much fun just taking little pieces of your plants like this that you already have and adding it to your work. Okay, so think about the impact on the environment. That's the last thing. I almost forgot it. Like wrapping paper, beautiful, love it. Stuff that we can recycle is great, but this right here cuts down on a whole lot of waste, right? Just by doing this, where I'm not buying things on bows, so that's money, and it's not something that's just going to automatically go into the trash. This stuff right here is the earth, and it goes right back to it, and we're not adding to waste this season. Okay, so try out both of these. Let me know how your house is smelling after you do this, because I promise whatever blend that you figure out is best for you, it's going to be great, because I'm just sitting here, no heat is added, and I can still smell this, and it's great. All right, and then let me know how any of your presents come out. That's your wrap. Think about how you might be able to apply this later on in the spring or in the summer as different flowers start growing. How could you incorporate that? Maybe in Mother's Day or a birthday. I can't wait to hear you. I hope you all have a great holiday, safe, and a very, very Merry Christmas.